planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and I know you guys are used to seeing me all made up with my makeup and my lipstick, but I'm all natural today because ain't nobody got time right now to worry about that. But I want to welcome you guys to my channel, Organized Planner Chic, and for this episode of Create Art with Me, I'm going to continue in my series about getting back to basics for sketching. And let's go ahead and get to that. Now before, let me explain. You might hear a little bit of noise in the background. If you do, a little sizzling sound, it's because I'm cooking my dinner at the same time because I'm just trying to get a bunch done all right now. You guys know I have a different schedule, but that's okay. Life changes and we roll with it. All right, let's get into it. Okay, for anyone who wasn't with me last week, or not last, I guess it was last week, last time for this series, I bought this book at the thrift store that had never been used, that just takes you all the way back to the beginning and the basics of drawing. And so I'm going to show you what I did since the last video. Let's see. So in the front, it kind of describes to you how the book works and how to approach things with an open mind, and how people think they can't draw but they really can, and all this different kind of stuff. So I've read all of that, what brought the book to come together, or what brought the book together, and all of those different things. And I was picking up my pencils. So the ones that I've used so far in this book, and I have a lot of different drawing pencils, but these, I did a video a while back about Dollar Tree art pencils, which work just as well as, you know, pretty much any other ones that I've ever used. But I had a set that had, I don't have all the set here, but this is a H, a B, and an HB. And I'm also been using this Artist Loft, which is a 2B, and this Faber-Castell eraser pencil. And so I just did a little chart here to remind myself of why things are called B and 2B and H and all that stuff. And so I just put a little note about numerical graphite scale. You can look this up anywhere on the internet, but basically the higher the number, the harder the writing core of the graphite, and the lighter the mark left on the paper. So the higher number means basically the graphite, this part is harder, and because it's harder, it makes a lighter mark. When it's softer, the lead is softer, or the graphite is softer, and it leaves a darker mark. So H for hardness, B for blackness, or the softer the lead and the darker the mark. So I just did a little chart here. Harder pencils have lighter marks, and number 2 pencil is kind of in the middle of the scale, the 2B. So you can barely see a little bit of a difference here on here as you get to the H's, but you can see it's kind of, well, on the dark part you can't really see, but I can see the gradients of the lightness when I got to a harder pencil here. Okay, and so it's said in here, just kind of start off, we're going to start off with what you can do right now. So it said to draw a house. So I did. I drew this house, and then I thought, oh, I should have done that on camera. So on camera, I drew a house. I took my time, and it took me like 40 minutes or 45 minutes to do it. And apparently on my phone, which is what I film with, I had exceeded the limit, and so it stopped, and I thought, oh, okay, so I got that far. I'll do the, continue on a new clip. And I did, but only the new clip came out. So on the old one that was too long, it says something like file type not supported. So all of that footage is gone, unfortunately. But I am going to show you that little clip of the piece that still continued. So I'll do that right now. And now I'll show you what it looked like after I colored it with some Tombow and Artist Loft dual brush markers. All right, let's do that now. So little bummed about that, but I will make sure all the rest of the drawing, I mean, not every single thing that I draw is a result of this book, but every time I do a video based on this book, I will make sure I do some shorter clips so I won't have that issue. But I kind of barely drew in, so it said to draw a house, I did that, and then it says to draw an airplane. And I don't know if you can see, it's pretty light right now. I used an H pencil, and I'm just gonna go over it. I think I'll go with a B. Let me see, where is my B? Yeah, and draw in maybe a little more detail. And I could not for the life of me think of how to draw an airplane before I did this. So I have to tell you, I did go to Google and kind of look up some ideas. I didn't on the house though. I think I've probably, doodled enough houses in my time that I could do that without having to look anything up. But planes are just different. And even when I would see them, because I didn't look up plane doodles. What is this thing I have sticking out right here? I'm not sure, but I'm not going to darken that. But I didn't look up plane doodles or sketches. I looked up actual airplanes, and that's how I did this. And I know I'm not really sketching right here. I'm just defining the lines. I'm not, when you sketch, you usually do this. I already did that part where you're just doing short lines and kind of defining that. I did that with the H pencil. Well, I'm doing some now. And I'm just kind of defining it now with this B. So anyway, I looked up some real planes, and I drew sort of portions of a couple of different ones to make up this plane. And I didn't quite draw it at the right angle. I don't know if you can tell that. Those of you who can draw really well probably can, for sure. So I just kind of had to modify it as I went to make it look a little more like maybe a plane really does look. This would be a jet, of course, with some engines, jet engines, 3 on each side. And yeah, so I think it's cool to kind of have a starting point. There's another little line that I don't know why that's there, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think these are, I don't know what this is. The lights? Those are probably lights. Yeah. And then I think these little tail things that I have on there are like the backs of the engines, because the front would be right there. I used to work, I was in the Navy. I was a Navy reservist for 8 years, but I used to work for the Air Force, and I know how the engines look on the front of that. So I will erase these. So, and these are just two-dimensional. That doesn't go there because it's not at the right angle for that. I was going to kind of draw like the cockpit light, but you don't really see it from that angle, and you don't really see the windows from this angle either. So I'm not going to draw them on there. But I totally forgot what I was saying, you guys. Oh, two-dimensional. So this book kind of talks about how when we are in school, in elementary school, and those who don't push beyond that, look, that wing is like, it's like a bird whose wing is damaged and is dropped. So yeah, that's not good. But anyway, I easily get distracted clearly. So when we're little, we kind of do two-dimensional drawings, and if we don't continue to develop our drawing skills, and we never really get past that. And so we wanted us to start with that and believe that as we go along, we'll be able to do better. So I believe that. All right, well, that's as far as I've gotten so far, you guys. I did my house and I did my airplane. I'm pretty happy with the house for the two-dimensional drawing. I'm not happy with the airplane, but I know I will get better. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. All I wanted to show you, see, this is what he said. The author said most adults, their two-dimensional drawings start out as usually. So I feel a little bit better. I don't have any depth or scale. I don't have any shading in the one in here. I did put some with my Tombos in that framed art that you saw there. But I'm going to pursue it, and we'll just go through the whole process. Thank you guys for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And I want to thank all my subscribers who have subscribed already. I'm doing a big giveaway when I reach 1,200, and I was still at 1,077 this morning. So we are getting there. And I want to remind you, if you are a subscriber, you get an additional discount from my LucindadoriPlanners Etsy shop, and that discount is in the comments below. And until next time, everyone, happy planning.